It's very interesting. Well, it's brand new week. It's a brand new month, and we're just cruising into the brand new month. September has a lot of very interesting. I saw a post on a lighter note. Someone said that every single day in September is someone's birthday. It's not the same for every other month, but September, you probably would know someone who's celebrating every single day. All right, welcome to the show as we go into today's hard facts. Yes, we'll start with the big weekend as usual. And then, of course, we will go into checkpoint at 4. Yes, we will be finding out what's happening in your part of Lagos. And then, of course, the big hard facts for today. Yes. So we will start with our big weekend. Big stories, starting with Justice Mary Odili's video that has been trending everywhere, getting people to talk. We'll bring you details of that particular speech that she made at a colloquium. And then, of course, we'll break it down and find out why people are talking about it and why they're making so many statements. Some unnecessary and some valid. And of course, we're looking at the situation in River State. We will be joined by our correspondent in River State to talk to us about what happened between AIT and the River State government. This has been a matter of brewing time as it's ongoing. And the biggest that happened yesterday was that, of course, the transmitter was brought down mid-programming. We'll get into also the crux of that matter. And still on the big weekend, we're going to be looking at the presidential tribunal. Yes, a date has been fixed. And we'll talk about it and more on the show today. Once again, my name is Mary Odili, and Lagos, this are your hard facts. All right, well, this is one of the stories for the big weekend, the biggest, which has been trending number 1 today. Yes, Justice Mary Odili speaking at a colloquium. It's a book launch, actually, in honor of Chief Kyari Gazama, who spent 25 years as a senior advocate of Nigeria. He actually wrote a book, and then the theme of the colloquium was titled "The Nigeria of Our Dreams: A Call to Patriots." Yes, and she gave a speech. Now, that speech is what's gotten Nigerians talking. And, of course, we know that every time a story breaks or something happens, because there's so many frayed nerves as a result of fallout of the elections and the tribunal, many people have different and diverse views as to every single thing that anyone, especially a justice of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, would have to say. But let's take a listen to that speech that she made. I want you to pay close attention. Listen to what she said in that speech, and then we'll get to find out what exactly did she say that made so many people get so angry. Take a listen.
This colloquium and book launch in honor of Chief Kyari Gazama upon the attainment of 25 years as the senior advocate of Nigeria is an epochal achievement. It is no doubt appropriate that the theme is, quote, "The Nigeria of our dreams, a call to the patriots." I say so in the light of the prevailing situation in Nigeria as a result of the 2023 general elections, which has generated a lot of storm, necessitating the conversation which we are about to indulge in, as there seems to be moves to draw the nation into chaos or conflagration. These may be brought about by some individuals and groups who, fanning the embers of hatred, bigotry, and tribalism, fail to see the possible outcomes of the utterances without caution that are being thrown around. It is human to feel cheated or having the short end of the stick, but one who is not declared a winner at any of the electoral contests, such emotions, however grim, does not justify bringing the roof down, the roof of our nation. The reason is simple, that in such an eventuality, that aggrieved person may not be spared, as the commotion that would ensue would be like an unguided missile which could land anywhere and upon anyone. Therefore, in ventilating our points of view and facts at the electoral tribunals or other courts, a sense of responsibility from all parties is demanded. The situation does not call for the blackmail of the judges or the posting of speculatory hypotheses, giving them such a life of their own, which run riot and accepted by the hapless and innocent in the society as the truth. Knowing the quality of participants at this colloquium, and I'm happy, professional, those who are well equipped in litigation matters or electoral disputes. Chief Olonegbeku is a master, and our Attorney General, recently sworn in. These are experts. I am confident that having such persons here, including our chief host, Chief J.K. Gazama, there is confidence that at the end of the day, a resetting of the mind would be taking place, and we would keep things in perspective in the full knowledge that elections are seasonal and litigations relating thereto of the same vein. And so, when the seasons are gone, the courts get back to their natural and regular duties of adjudication regarding the affairs and rights of all persons, irrespective of their status in life. J.K. Gazama, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, has called us to this discourse, lest we forget our past, the recent happenings in our country, and the need for a restoration of the ethos and the values for which the founding fathers had set in motion as guide to all of us, young and old, irrespective of the positions we occupy in the society. We all have to get our acts together and rebuild our nation.
Well, we all have to get our acts together and rebuild the nation. The last word that she put in there in that speech. Now, a lot of people have been speaking on this particular issue, but I like, for those who are just joining us, this is Hard Facts. My name is Mary Okon, and these are the stories from the weekend, the big weekend. And our very first story is the number one trending story today, which is Justice Mary Odili's speech. Many people have read all kinds of meanings into this particular speech that she gave at a colloquium and a book launch in honor of Chief Kyari Gazama, who is a senior advocate of Nigeria, and this was marking his 25th year as a senior advocate of Nigeria. And we're asking today, what exactly did you make of this particular speech? Yes, we're asking. What do you make of some of the things that she said? And lots of people have read between the lines. Some other people are looking at it from, look, she's saying we're already divided. This past election had done a number on us as a people, as a country, and we need to get our acts together. And there are other people who are saying, well, she's preempting the presidential tribunal and they do not like the idea that she's putting out. But then looking critically at some of the things that she said, what exactly did she do wrong? I'll give you I jotted down some things that she said. First things first, she talked about the moves to throw the country into some form of chaos and cause some sort of conflagration. That's one of the first things that she pointed. She's also talked about some persons or group of persons who are fanning the embers of hatred and bigotry, in the country, and tribalism, and trying to see that, the country fails. And she's saying these people need to stop and look at the consequences of their actions. That's the first thing I noted. She also talked about the fact that it's human to get defeated, to get the short end of the stick. I don't know what she meant by that, but of course we're going to look at it. She said it's human to fail at, if you're going into an election, someone has to fail and someone has to win. And if you get that feeling that you're getting the short end of the stick, she says it's human. But she also went on to say that such emotions for those who had lost the elections ought not to bring the roof down. And she emphasized the roof of our nation. Yes, I put that in parentheses. Then she also went ahead to say that the people who are trying to bring the roof down may not be spared, as the consequences of these actions could become some unguarded missile that could land anywhere or on anyone. That was very, very, very interesting when she said that. Again, she talked about the presidential tribunals. This is where a lot of people are dragging and attacking her. Let's look at that. She said, in terms of the presidential tribunal, a sense of responsibility is required. And this is me paraphrasing because I'm not quoting her exactly. She talked about the fact that the situation does not call for blackmail of the judges. Now she's referring to the judges who are handling the presidential tribunal. She says, she also said that speculatory hypothesis was one of the things that she noted. She goes ahead to praise some of those people that were at the colloquium. She made mention of their names, and she said that she had confidence that things would be put in proper perspective. My big question is, obviously, when she talked about the blackmailing of judges and, people taking things out of context, I mean, she obviously brings me back to what I was saying, that this speech that she made can be read in two different ways. We need to rebuild our country. Yes, the elections did a number on us, and we need to get our acts together. She's also saying, it could be said that, when the time comes, you need to concede instead of causing trouble. And this could go both ways or three ways, because we have the PDP, the Labour Party, and of course the sitting party, the ruling party, which is the APC. So conceding could go either way. Somebody will have to lose, somebody will have to win. And so it could go different ways. She could not necessarily be talking to one person, could she? But I want to know what your thoughts are on this particular issue, because there are those who are against this particular speech. There are those who are supporting her and saying, well, bravo, because, what you're saying is very timely, it's very important. And there are those who are saying, we already know where your support lies, and we don't care what you have to say. Yes, like I said, frayed nerves. But let's talk Lagos. These are your hard facts for today. We'll also be looking at the tribunal, the presidential tribunal, okaying live transmission of the judgment. Now, I will there was a press release that was put out. I'm going to read, into that press release and give you some of the basics. I think one of the first things that we need to consider is that going into the court premises, you need to be accredited, I beg your pardon. Accreditation has to take place for you to be able to access the courthouse. But then, because they said in order for fair hearing and fairness and openness, transparency, they're okaying this live transmission so everyone can participate. I'll bring you some details on that one. Yes, that's it. Well, let me just quickly look at that story of the presidential tribunal so that we can take some of your thoughts quickly before we go into other stories today. The Court of Appeal headquarters on Monday said the presidential tribunal judgment on petitions before it will be aired live. The court has said this was to promote transparency and openness for Nigerians to watch. Now, the Chief Registrar, Court of Appeal, headquarters Umar Bangari, stated this in a statement while disclosing the date for the judgment on the matter. He said, the date for the judgment has been approved and fixed for September 6, 2023. How ready are you, mentally, emotionally, and otherwise? And what should be our general mental positioning for this? Because you see, like I said, we're all people have diverse views upon as to what will happen as a result of the presidential tribunal. But like Justice Mary Odili said, someone has to win, someone has to lose. So what do you think? What do you make of these thoughts? And for those who are dragging her, are they making unnecessary claims or reading unnecessarily into these messaging in her speech. I'm just wondering. Let's talk. 0700 993 993 993. Those are the numbers for you to call if you're a man. But for the ladies, it's 01465719290. I beg your pardon. 014657190. Only for the ladies. Please don't call if you're a gentleman. Don't call that number. It's 014657190 for the ladies. 0700 993 993 for everyone. We are live. Facebook.com/Nigeria Info 99.3. We're also on YouTube. It's Nigeria Info FM 99.3. We'd like to hear from you. Join the conversation on Twitter. That's X. And use the hashtag Hard Facts. What do you make of these two stories? We will go into River State. We will be having our colleague, a reporter, join us from... He's a Government House correspondent, Emeka Chuka. He'll be telling us, painting a clear picture of what happened or transpired in River State over the weekend. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Welcome to Hard Facts.
Thank you very much. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Mrs. Odili. Wow. I'm the first person to call you. Ooh.
Oh, well, congratulations. Yes, you made it. Okay.
All right. Quickly on the tribunal issue.
Mm-hmm.
So, Wednesday is the set date.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What I want to say is this. The proceedings, they didn't allow it to be open. And so suddenly they want us to receive the judgment in the open. My take on this is this. Just for the judges, he who must come to equity must come with clean hands. They should remember that there's a judge, an overall judge above, watching over them.
Okay.
So they should deliver the right judgment.
All right. Thank you very much for calling, Mr. Bully. Appreciate you. 60 seconds is the time that you have on the clock, so please make sure that when you call us, you go straight to the point. Let us know your name and where you're calling from. How about that? Hello, good morning. Good afternoon. Welcome to Hard Facts. I will soon say what's up, Lagos.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Mazin. I'm calling you from Aja.
All right.
Yes, I like the fact that she said we should rebuild our nation.
Mm-hmm.
And rebuilding our nation must not be on the foundation of illegalities. That should be re-echoed severally. A lot of illegality has been committed. When you talk about, promoting tribalism, who were the people that promoted tribalism the most during this last electioneering campaign? It was the APC candidate. So let's face the facts.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm so sorry. Did the candidate himself at any point promote tribalism? You have to be very careful here, sir. Did he at any point? No.
I'm referring to
I'm helping
APC.
you out. I'm helping you out. Just hold on. At any point, did he outrightly say, "You will vote me because I'm from here"? Is that what he said? Did he at any point say, "Go against your brother and vote for me"? Did he at any point stress that? Or did people who supported him at the time do it? You have to be careful here, sir. I'm giving you an out.
Did you hear him said Yoruba Lokon? Did you hear that cliche?
And what does it
mean,
sir?
What's the meaning? It is the tone of the Yorubas. That's very tribalistic. That was what set the tone. And we all know that there is a ballet here in Etiosa who openly threatened a particular tribe that if you don't vote for the Yoruba candidate, we will send you away from our community.
Okay.
So these were the people that were promoting tribalism. Let's set the fact right.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. But I needed for you to be clear because I don't think that there was at any point that he said, well, if you're not from my place, then, you're not allowed to vote or anything. But I mean, I just wanted to be certain to put out that, yes, there might be people who supported him, who took that stance. But did he clearly say that? I just, because we're being factual here. But it's okay. Join the conversation. 0700 993 993 993. I can take one quick call before we go on a break. Hello. Apologies. All right. I have just 30 seconds. Can I wing it? I'll just take one quick message. Someone says the candidate never promoted tribalism, but his surrogates did openly, and the same candidate never publicly condemned them, nor disassociate himself This is from Ni in Omole. We're going to take a break, Lagos. When we come back, we're still looking at the big stories from the weekend into today, the top trending stories. We're still looking at Justice Mary Odili's speech at that colloquium. We're also going to be looking at the presidential tribunal and the set date for the live broadcast, because all the proceedings will be live. Apparently, they have approved it. But then, when we come back, we're also going to River State to find out what happened with AIT versus the state government. It's a land tussle issue. We'll be right back. Still, hard facts. I'm Mary Okon. Pardon me. I'm still going to, struggle with saying what's up, Lagos. We'll be right back.
That special secret that awakens taste.
In a world where misinformation runs rampant, one show stands apart from the rest. Get ready to embrace the truth as we bring you the most hard-hitting stories and unveil the real facts. Welcome to Hard Facts.
I am Mary Okon, and this is Hard Facts, where we separate truth from fiction. We're passionate about the hard-hitting stories that matter. Get ready to challenge your perception and discover the real world. Let's dive deep into the issues that affect our communities, revealing the untold stories and giving you a voice. No sensationalism, no bias, just raw, unadulterated truth. I am committed to delivering news without compromise. Hard facts as we know them, when we know them, and how they affect you. Every Monday through to Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. on 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
The good people of Nigeria, the elections have come and gone, and we know fake news can still spread like wildfire.
People share fake news simply because they fail to think sufficiently about whether or not the content is accurate when deciding what to share.
Fake news can cause conflict, which can lead to violence, destruction of properties, and even death.
Some people create fake news intentionally to cause chaos and harm, mislead others, and delegitimize key democratic institutions.
Do not share any message without verifying the source. You could be misleading others.
If you cannot independently verify that story, don't share it.
Read, verify, and confirm before you share. This message is brought to you by the Center for Democracy and Development, CDD, with support from the National Endowment for Democracy, NED.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
This is Hard Facts.
All right, Lagos is still Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. I am Mary Okon, and we're still looking at the big stories from the weekend. We have been looking at the speech made at the colloquium in honor of a senior advocate of Nigeria who was marking his 25th year as a senior advocate of Nigeria, Chief Kyari. And Mrs. Odili was speaking at that colloquium, and she made a very interesting speech, which got a lot of Nigerians on edge. And I'm asking, what do you make of it? Also, we're looking at the issue of the presidential tribunals. Yes, they have set a date, September 6th, and they have okayed a live proceedings. In other words, TV stations who are okay with the idea of streaming live, they're allowed to, they're all welcome. But if you must assess that building, that court premises, you must, I repeat, you must be accredited to be able to get access to that venue. We know that on that day, the Labour Party candidate Peter Obi, the PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar, and the sitting President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will know what their fate will be on Wednesday. And I'm asking, how ready are you for the news that will break? Because, of course, somebody has to be declared a winner and then somebody will lose. And just like Justice Mary Odili had said in her speech, it is very hurtful to lose. It's also very hurtful to get the short end of the stick. But she also talked about the fact that we need to rebuild. We need to not gaslight the judges. We need to not, what else did she say? Try to fan the embers of hatred and tribalism and bigotry. But this has been happening over time, of course, we know that. And this 2023 elections, for many, left a sour taste in their mouths. And then for several others, it was a good run. So there are those who are very happy about the outcome of the elections, and there are those who are still saying this was undemocratic. But we want to hear your thoughts. And we're going to be joined by our correspondent, Emeka Atuka, who is going to be, in fact, he's joining us right now to talk about the issue of AIT versus the Rivers State government. Emeka, it's so good to have you join us. Good evening or good afternoon.
Okay, I think it's afternoon. Good afternoon, Marianne.
Yes.
Thank you for having me.
Great. I think I have a vivid idea of this story from when it started back in River State when we were there. But then this has resurfaced, not just now, it resurfaced just before the elections. And then, of course, it has finally hit its peak. But paint a picture to us as to how this whole, for the want of a better way to describe it, Wahala started.
Yes, I think this issue started prior to the 2023 general election during the electioneering period where the former, where the director of that communication, Lead Up was supporting the PDP presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar. But I think outside that, during that period, the community where this station is, that is housing this station, the Ozora community, they came with a petition before the River State House of Assembly, challenging the acquisition of the land by that communication. So the member representing Obiakpo constituency 2, then in the River State House of Assembly, Michael Chinda, who is also a member of the community, was the person that presented the petition on the floor of the House on that fateful day. So in their argument, they said that there was no proper compensation by that communication to the community. They also said that the land communicator did not pay the complete amount that they were asked to pay for the land. You know, you remember that the land was given to that communication by the former governor of the state, Dr. Peter Odili.
Yes, years ago.
Peter Odili. So the House then referred the matter to House Committee on Public Complaints. So during that public hearing, I think there was a public hearing on it, and after which the assembly now resolved that they've looked at, I think the hectares of land was measuring, I cannot remember now, but whole lot of land.
I want us to move quickly to, what the House had resolved. They had resolved that they were going to give some part of the land to the community.
They are going to give part of the land to that communication, having paid some money to the River State government account as at then, but did not complete the amount that were said to be paid to the government account. So they said, okay, they now value the amount paid to the River State government and then gave them some meters of land on that portion of land. And then after which they started development on that land, the River State government started development on that land.
Okay.
So I think what they did yesterday was, I think part of the land where that their marks was cited, I think it falls in that area where the River State government is has acquired. So they want them to remove their marks from that area. maybe perhaps before now, maybe they've given them prior information to say, okay, remove your mask, and maybe they failed to remove the mask. Maybe that was why.
Emeka, speaking to dark communications workers, most of them, in fact, some management staff said they had no prior information.
Yes,
Nobody had contacted them. They were in between programming when their transmission went off.
Yes, if they said they were not informed, fine. But me, I think that the reason why they went there is because, although I'm not holding brief for the River State government, but I'm just saying that what could have led them to that place yesterday could be as a result of the fact that these people are aware that they were not giving up to that place where their mass is was cited as a den. So maybe they were hoping to remove, but maybe due to one or two constraints, they were unable to remove it before the River State government came.
Okay. Emeka, let me quickly, just before I let you go, because I know that my callers want to, chime in on this. But there are those, because I went to social media to see, because it was a top trending story also. I saw a lot of reactions, and many people were in support of dark communications, saying that this has the handwriting of a former governor written all over it. In fact, they call it purely political, being that the late Dukwesi, according to them, these are things that I saw on social media.
Yes, you cannot rule out politics from this issue.
Yeah.
You cannot rule out politics from this issue. The whole issue started from the past administration. So it was the past administration that started all of this. And the slogan of this current administration is continuation. And I think that they are continuing with what the past administration had initiated. So I think that's what they are doing. Although so many persons have condemned the action, they condemned the action, saying that that communication, they stayed there for so long,
so many years.
Why this time and all of that.
Yeah.
So that has been the reaction so far. Although the River State government has not come up with any official statement
on that matter. Okay, quickly, again, before you go, apart from the fact that, you said that we can't rule out politics, but the late Raymond Dukwesi was a member of the People's Democratic Party, which is also
he was
the ruling party in the River State.
He was not in the support of the presidential ambition of the past governor of the state, Nyesom Wike. He was actually campaigning for PDP presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar. He didn't campaign for Nyesom Wike, and that could have also triggered some kind of issues between both of them.
Great.
That may have led him to maybe instigate the community to come up with such petition that could lead to this decision.
Interesting. I want to say thank you, Emeka. We'll keep our eyes on this story because, this is not the end of it. We're yet to hear from the government, and, of course, the committee that sat on it needs to reissue a statement on this matter. So we'll keep our eyes on River State and get you back on the show to tell us more.
Thank you very much for having me, Marianne.
All right, thank you, Emeka. Emeka Tuka is our Government House correspondent for Nigeria Info FM Port Harcourt there. Interestingly, in River State, for the little that I know of while I was working there, if you build a business, in that state, whatever community it is, you must hire people from those communities. There has to be some percentage. And I'm thinking, what happens to those people who have been absorbed by dark communications, and if the business were to be uprooted, and with these transmitters being taken down, or them of course they'll go out of business for a bit until they're able to to find a new place to position their their mast and their transmitters. And I'm thinking, what are your thoughts on all of this? Because Emeka has given us some background. There's the hand of Esau in this. There's also a group of people who had an agreement and did not keep to the agreement, because Dark Communications, from what we hear, had paid some money but did not see the need to complete that money, and then left room for this to happen. So can we say that the government of River State is totally to take the blame? Should we not also look at the fact that a deal is a deal? If you had an agreement, you must have to keep to that agreement. And maybe they could have avoided this embarrassment. But let's talk. 0700 993 993 993. Three big stories today. AIT versus River State government. The presidential tribunal coming up on Wednesday. What are your thoughts? And Justice Mary Odili's speech. Where do you stand? If you are on social media, we would like to hear from you. If you are on YouTube, please feel free to post your comments right there. And if you are on our Facebook Live, we would also like to read from you. 0700 993 993 993 is the number for you to call if you're a gentleman, if you're male. If you're a lady, 01 465 7190. That's 01 465 7190. We'd like to hear from you. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Hard Facts.
It's Koboko.
Koboko, go ahead, please.
May God bless you. What I deduce and the psychological understand from Justice Mary Odili is that the settlement is intimidating and trying to instill fear for the person that claims he lost. Let me tell you, she could have said much concerning the justice and equity of the impending judgment. Are you hearing me? You cannot be telling me, say, the person wants to put the thing on fire, and you're not talking more on the constitution to be followed and the evidences to be followed that is on ground.
Okay.
Concerning the what we are expecting good judgment for the 25% of Abuja according to our constitution, and our constitution must be upheld.
Okay.
Concerning what is happening, no be okay. Concerning what is happening,
Your time they go.
It's a witch hunt. It's a witch hunt of AIT.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Kaboko, for sticking to your 60 seconds. Don't forget, you've got 60 seconds. When you call in, tell me your name, where you're calling from, go straight to the point. Think about what you're going to say so you can, put it out in in a minute. Hello, good morning. I said it. Good afternoon. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Mary Ann.
Yes, Mary Ann.
Yeah,
yes.
Welcome to. I hope you're here for the long haul.
Oh, I'm hearing.
Okay. Well, with regard to what is happening in between that communications and River State government, that's pure political. It's a political persecution. I mean, that's Nyesom Wike's style. I would say it's not. There's no. Initially, when that communication had problem earlier, much earlier, like several years ago, Wike came to their rescue, financially, and now is the one trying to bring them down. But it's okay. What comes around?
It's very
what
interesting.
Goes around,
Is it very interesting how a Governor Wike, who is the FCT minister, would be calling his name?
It started
something that he's
before.
not doing.
It started before. The whole thing started even before he moved to Abuja.
Okay.
Yeah, it started before. So I mean, it's what goes around comes around. Somewhere along the line, he will reap. It's political. Now, concerning what Ms. Odili
you're out of time. I'm so sorry, sir. I've got to let you go. Thank you very much. 60 seconds, okay? Thank you very much. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello.
Yes, I can hear you.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name, sir?
My name is Mr. Godwin Isaac.
Do me a favor and turn off your radio, please.
Okay, I'm calling from Relay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, what I'm saying about the tribunal. What are they waiting for so long before they start fixing the date of announcing the results? What are they waiting?
It's their prerogative. They decide. It's their prerogative. Yes, please.
So I know that on Wednesday we are going to listen to our kids and see what is going on and hear what they are going to judge.
Okay. All right. We're all looking forward. Yes, we're all looking forward. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. All right. I'm going to try and see if we could go to social media. We have to make sure that everybody is taken along. All right. On Twitter here, X, Oloyede Dewale here, or Lawale says, Marianne, you're welcome to Hard Facts. As for the tribunal, let's wait and see what their final judgment will be. Okay. Thank you very much. Omogbe Oji here says, Tinubu had said it was his tribe's turn. Sanwo-Olu went to Okon and advocated that Yoruba should vote Tinubu. INEC local government chairman called certain citizens migrants in Lagos, but those are no longer important to judgment. But issues as the FCT 25%, no IREV transmission, etc., etc. Thank you very much. I was hoping that would resolve. King James Achiever here on X says, as for the judgment day set for the tribunal, let's say clearly, all angry parties should prepare to go to the Supreme Court because they will never get the right judgment. correct me if I'm wrong. For the presidential tribunal, can you appeal it? I'm not a lawyer. I'm a bit rusty in that regard. I'm not sure. I know the governors can, but I don't know. I'll check that out in a bit. This one says, if we have done the right thing from the onset, we won't be here begging people to put our stuff together and build a nation. You can't use that kind of language here, sir. I'm joking. All right. Chinonso Robert here on Twitter says, this story of Foundation Fathers building has plunged us further down. The tone of that speech is lopsided. Court ruling is also part of our election process, so it can go either way. Okay. Thank you very much. This one says, okay, this is not for us. All right, let me quickly go to WhatsApp. I see so many messages. Oga, are you sending me 10 paper? What? If Annie says, Marianne, you're just warming up. I look forward to seeing you on Hard Facts. Okay, you look forward. I'm here, sir. Welcome me where. All right, more messages on WhatsApp here. Kingsley Osage. Oh my God, it's a term paper, sir. The speech is attacking to a certain group of persons and so unguarded, coming from a retired judge. And it seems she's preempting the outcome of the judgment because it is announced. Or before it is announced. She should have been cautious. And as for the outcome of the tribunal, the right thing should be done, proven beyond reasonable doubt. And so the rest of Nigerians can see the judiciary as upright. Well, I'm guessing that should be the case, sir. This one says, hi, Marianne. Yeah, she said to Hard Facts. Welcome. Somebody's giving me president. No, president should be for Sandra alone, please. This one says, may your tenor be long. We'll be looking forward to hearing you on Football Frenzy soon. Yeah, late, sir. All right, this one says, from the speech of the Leonard Judge, I'm sure that's what you meant. Oh my goodness, of the Supreme Court. It seems that there will be a complete compromise in the judgment. I'm sorry, sir, you can't say that. They haven't given the judgment. How do you think that there will be a compromise? Relax. Somebody says, good day, welcome to Hard Facts. The presidential tribunal judgment and the speech, it's entwined, but let the fact speak for itself. Okay, it doesn't matter who our candidate is, but let the right thing be done. Don't tell me that white is black while I can see that it's truly white. Lastly, the problem and solution of Nigeria's issues is Nigerians when they tell themselves the truth. Callion Christmas sent this one from Canada. I love your name. This one says, that was the same thing INEC chairman told us, that no amount of blackmail or intimidation can stop free and fair, credible elections. Last, waiting can't happen. What's the need for all these addresses? And no need. The tribunal should just read the judgment, period. 200 million Nigerians are not foolish, I beg. Okay, he says we should leave him to drink his Gary in peace. Don't be angry, sir. Well, I apologize, sir. So we've got 5 minutes on the clock. I want to take more of your thoughts and comments. I'm going to go to Facebook now because I want to make sure that everybody is carried along, So let's take a look at the messages on Facebook before we wrap up our big weekend here. I want to make sure that everybody goes. All right, this one's from Ratev Studio. He says, this person sounds like Sandra. Okay. King James AIG says, good afternoon, Marianne Okon. As for the judgment, I want to tell Nigerians for free. The judiciary cannot unseat a president, even if the evidence is so glaring. Why are you trying to preempt the judiciary? Have you ever been a judicial officer? Have you sat on a bench before? Have you given judgments before? Why do you have so little faith in our judiciary? Kingsley Aneke here says, Mary Odili just tested the microphone for them to see the reactions of Nigerians after failing to uphold the Electoral Act. The election where over 18,000 ballot papers were blurred, filled with violence, INEC abandoned the guidelines and the election was rigged and there was no free and it was never free and fair. May judiciary uphold the constitution to redeem their bastard image Okay, I would not read that part. But thank you very much for your messages. I'm going to come back to the phone lines. We've still got about 4 minutes. If you can do me a favor, Lagos, please, when you call, go straight to the point. 60 seconds is all you have. Let's make sure everyone is heard. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Heart Facts.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
How was the weekend?
Sorry, what's your name?
Yeah, this is Kenneth from Ikeda.
All right, can I go ahead?
Let me tell you the truth. See, me personally, I think that woman is very biased, and I will tell you a reason. You don't threaten us by telling us what we already know.
What's threatening? I'm sorry. Where did she threaten? Because
She hold on. He said, "Why you play my game? You play my game to Nigeria." And why could be saying that tele judicial they stand by their ground to know that they have the autonomy on their own to do what Constitution said. Do you understand me? It's not telling us that somebody must win the election. Fine, we all well know that somebody must win the election. But once you don't agree by ringing, there are different by ringing the election or winning the election. Do you understand me? Okay. So she tell the judiciary to do the needful thing to tell the whole world to what electoral act said.
Okay.
If INEC can follow the guidelines, and if INEC cannot follow the guidelines, the judiciary is bold enough and tell INEC you are the one that breach the Constitution of the Republic of Nigeria.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for calling. Thank you very much. Your 1 minute is over. Thank you. I'm just trying to minus up the time so we can get everybody to, get their thoughts in. Apologies if that was you. Please call us back. Let's take a call from a lady. Hello. Now wow. Okay, hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, Mariam. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Victor.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. You know what, Mariam?
Mm-hmm.
There is one musician for our place where Papa Black, she be say that wickedness, it can never end. Man for that age, 70 something years man, because of the one be for power.
Victor, you know me. I come for you. Don't do it. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
Welcome, Mrs. Oluwasola from Bariga.
Hello, sir. Hello, madam.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you. What we are expecting from the tribunal judges, we want the right judgment. That is why, as you said, Nigeria too want to know our faith on Mary Odili speech or statement. She should know better. The environment she said it was very wrong. The Tinubu.
I'm so sorry, ma. I'm so sorry, ma. I need to bring you back. The environment she said it was very bad. She was in a colloquium. Judges.
The leading council of Tinubu was there, and the way he said it, it was a Supreme Judge, and nobody is putting the roof down. That is wrong from her. She should love this. If you want to build the country, you must build it in the right system. Right, you cannot say you don't know what happened on the election day.
All right, ma'am.
And how INEC declared the winner. It's wrong.
Okay. All right, I'm going to let you go. I'm so sorry. Your time is up. I just want to say something quickly because my time is almost up. Right is, in this case, there are people who believe that what is right is what will favor them. There are other people that also believe that what you consider wrong is what their right is. So do you understand where I'm coming from? Again, I go back to what Mary Odili is saying, and I'm not in any way trying to hold brief for her, but I'm looking at the statement as barely as it would without reading through the lines, or I'm just saying, if we say, let's just for example, let's say for example, I have a colleague and that colleague works in another radio station. If that person is good, can I not say, I know you do a great job on that station? Does it mean that I am one way or the other hating on my own station? Should it be wrong for me to be at a fora and say, oh, you're doing a great job on that station? And because that's what you're saying about this lady for hailing Alani Kweku. But anyway, Lagos, we've got to go for a break. When we come back on the other side, it's time for us to check, at your point, what's happening.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We'll be right back.
My kids love tasty snacks, but many snacks are not so good for them. That's why I love the new Milo Anna Snacks.
We love it, Mom.
Yes, it's a delicious snack with the goodness of malt, milk, cocoa, and crunchy Niger-grown maize, containing calcium, iron, and fiber.
So, pack Milo and snacks in their lunchbox every day to help your kids refuel at break time and keep winning all day. Milo, energy to go further.
Milo! Every morning, as the sun rises over this vibrant city of Lagos, we'll be right here with you.
diving into discussions that matter. We'll tackle the headlines, explore stories that shape our lives, and dissect the issues that keep us awake at night. But that's not all. The Morning Crossfire is your platform too. Your thoughts, your opinions, they all have a place right here. From politics to business and the economy, from the social issues to the heart of the city. I'll be your companion, your source of information, and your partner in exploration. And it's just not about the headlines. It's about the conversations we have, the connections we make, and the impact we have. Your insights matter, your questions matter, and your energy matters. So whether you're in traffic, having breakfast, or starting your workday, I'll be right here, keeping you informed and engaged. So Lagos, stay tuned, set your alarms, and mark your calendars, and let's kickstart our mornings together, right here on the Morning Crossfire on 99.3 Nigeria Info and Kofi Bartels. Let's talk.
You are listening to your number one station for talk.
Your number one station for talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.
All right, we've got about 2 minutes, 48 seconds. I'm going to try to read one message and take one call. But don't forget, we're going to be at your checkpoint. So wherever you are in Lagos, tell us what's happening. What do you see? What's been happening in Lagos today? You are going to be the reporter. I'm just going to be here taking the calls. How about that? But then I want to quickly take one more call because I need to hear you. Hello. Welcome to Hot Facts. Good afternoon.
Hello.
Please turn off your radio, sir.
Hello?
Can you turn off your radio? All right, turn off your radio and call me back if you can. Hello. Good afternoon. Welcome to Hot Facts.
Hello, Miriam.
Good afternoon.
Are you with us permanently?
Yes. So
permanently.
Yes. Let us keep calm.
The lady with the golden voice.
Thank you very much.
You are the replacement of our president, Sandra.
Okay.
No be so.
Okay.
May God bless you.
Thank you very much.
My name is Prince Wires, calling you from Amwadofin.
Go ahead.
You see, the judgment is very close. And I want all Nigeria to have a stake in this country that belongs to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
Next 2 days' time, anybody that emerges from that court is my president. I'm a patriot in Nigeria. We must save this country. If Nigeria is stable, we will be okay. So,
but Prince, the people who are on the other hand, who are the people who are saying that we can't also advocate for safe Nigeria, good Nigeria, healthy Nigeria if we don't abide by the justice system, if we're not doing the right thing. So two wrongs don't necessarily make a right, does it?
They must do the right thing. You know, the judiciary is part of democracy. And when you have a dispute, you go to the law court. Those notable judges, they will judge the case anywhere they arrive.
Okay.
You must abide by it.
Okay. All right, Prince.
I don't want to say I don't agree. No.
Okay.
But I agree with you.
Thank you very much for calling. And I just want to add that I think that most people who are arguing and dragging about this issue is also because of the precedents that the judiciary has set for us as a country. And there's a trust deficit. So how do we gain back that trust? I guess that answer will come on Wednesday. I'm Mary Okon. We'll take a break. Yvonne is here. I love her hair, by the way. And when we come back after that news break, you're going to be a reporter from wherever. You're in traffic, you're in your shop, wherever you are. It's time for us to checkpoint. Stay with us.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's